you did a really, really good job. And that's something that we're gonna have to continue to utilize, right? We did a great job. 11 offensive rebounds. We outscored them on second chance points. 21 assists on 33 made field goals. Y'all, shot distribution was really good. Just overall, like, strong team effort. We've talked about it all year. We're resilient and we're deep. And both of those things allow us to do some things that other people might not think we can, right? We are bigger, we are greater than the me. Yep, no doubt about it.
What happens when your superstar, Caitlin Clark, is out, yet your team still humiliates its biggest so-called rival? The Indiana Fever just answered that question with a 92-70 beatdown over the Chicago Sky, breaking 6 records in the process. You're about to find out how Aliyah Boston, Lexie Hull, Mikayla Timpson, and Kelsey Mitchell turned this night into pure domination, while making Angel Reese's squad look completely lost out there and in shambles. If you support the Fever, then comment down below. I've got the Fever. Let's go.
Folks, yet again, the Indiana Fever face the Chicago Sky, and yet again, we whoop that. Oh boy. 92-70, it was a whole party.
Imagine going up for a layup and feeling like the rim just vanished because a brick wall appeared in front of you. That's what Chicago dealt with every time Aliyah Boston patrolled the paint. She's now sitting third all-time in Fever history for career blocks, racking up 132 blocks in just 112 games. That's not luck. That's sustained dominance from someone only in her 3rd season.
Chicago can really use a bucket here just to maintain stride for stride with Indiana here. Cardoso, they go inside. She's been the most sure option. This time blocked by Boston.
And here's what made it even sweeter for Indiana fans. They did this without Caitlin Clark. The easy narrative was that without their star floor general, the Fever's defense would lose its shape. People thought the paint would open up for Chicago's bigs. Instead, Boston turned it into a no-fly zone. In the opening quarter, with Chicago trying to push the pace, she erased a layup so cleanly the ball bounced right back to midcourt. That block wasn't just a stop. It shifted the rhythm instantly, giving Indiana momentum they never let go of.
Aliyah Boston, she remembers the days at South Carolina. The practices at South Carolina, beating up on good old Mikayla Cardoso. She sees Mikayla Cardoso and she says, oh, this is food. This is a player, this is a matchup I can continue to be aggressive on. This is a player that no matter how good Mikayla may be or may not be, I will always be able to own her. And own her she did. Own her she did.
Boston's timing is unreal. She averages well over a block per game while rarely gambling herself out of position. It's the kind of discipline that forces opponents to rethink driving at all. By the second half, Chicago was pulling up for awkward mid-range shots, clearly tired of getting sent away at the rim. That's what an elite paint anchor does. Changes the way the other team even attempts to score.
AB moved up to 3rd all-time in Fever for franchise blocks.
And Chicago? They couldn't adjust. Possession after possession, they went inside and got nothing. Misses turned into Indiana rebounds, and the Sky looked desperate. Every failure inside only made Boston's presence grow larger in their heads. Combine that with the fact that this was in a rivalry game, and you've got a milestone that's more than just a number. It's a statement.
Not afraid to start the break. 2-on-4. The math doesn't work out. Cunningham thought about it. Kicks it up top. Boston handing off to Mitchell. Mitchell, plenty of space. This time back to Boston. Boston, whoa, moving furniture and getting the lay-in.
It was about setting a tone in one of the most important games of the season. Boston's performance didn't just contribute to the win. It helped fuel a 22-point dismantling that left the Sky embarrassed on their own drives. And while Boston owned the paint, someone else was making sure Chicago couldn't breathe on the perimeter, snatching passes, draining shots, and hitting 2 milestones of her own in the process.
Coming off the screen, trying to create some separation. 2 comes up to Boston. It trickles in.
How often do you see someone hit a career milestone on defense and torch the scoreboard on the same night? That's exactly what Lexie Hull did against Chicago. She didn't just snag her 100th career steal, she turned the game into her personal highlight reel. This wasn't a quiet achievement either. It was proof that she's grown into a real two-way threat that opposing guards can't ignore.
Lex, 100th career steal.
Yeah!
And season high in points.
Yeah!
With Caitlin Clark sidelined and both Ari McDonald and Sydney Colson out for the season due to injuries, Hull's role got a lot heavier. She wasn't just filling in minutes. She was taking on the responsibility of stretching the floor, defending the perimeter, and keeping the offense moving. That's a lot for anyone to handle, but she looked like she'd been preparing for it all season. She dropped 17 points on 5 of 9 shooting, knocking down 4 of her 6 attempts from deep, and every one of them felt like a gut punch to the sky, and giving Hull a season high in the process.
Williams gonna have to hurry off the dribble, rolls out. Hull open three. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Lexie Hull catching fire.
Now Chicago just needs to get it a little bit more settled here in the half court. Nurse loses it. Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for 2 more.
Chicago tried to run her off the line, but Hull's release was too quick. Early in the second half, she drilled one from the corner over an outstretched defender, forcing the Sky to scramble on rotations. By the fourth quarter, with the Fever already on top, she buried another 3 from way beyond the arc that had the crowd roaring. That shot didn't just add points. It made it clear the Sky had no answers left.
Again, no Sydney Colson out for the year with the ACL tear. Lexie Hull, though, the bucket and the foul. He's dealt with so much scoring adversity lately.
Yeah, terrific baseline execution. She comes off the curl. Tell you what, this Fever team is going to be very dangerous, no matter the roster.
Oh, Lexie Hull! Heat checking her napalm era right now.
Her defense was just as sharp. That 100th steal didn't come on a lazy pass. It came from anticipating the play, reading the ball handler, and snatching it clean to flip the possession. Teammates said afterward that they trust her jumper every time she lets it fly, and the way she played, you could see why. The confidence was contagious. The bench was on its feet, fans were buzzing, and the energy level never dipped. Hull showed that she can be a momentum shifter on both sides of the ball, even without being the headline name. Her scoring spree didn't just maintain Indiana's lead, it turned what was already a lopsided game into a public embarrassment for Chicago.
Lexie, that final three-pointer kind of felt like the perfect end of that night. Just if you could just talk to me about the celebration, how much of a relief that was for you, just kind of to punctuate it like that.
I mean, it's fun. You know, the crowd was behind us today. It's fun to walk out of the gym on a high note and on a make. And yeah, I mean, I saw the time going down, so I was trying to pull out my inner Kelsey Mitchell.
And while Hull was lighting it up from outside, there were a couple of Fever players making their presence felt closer to the rim, proving that hustle stats can swing a game just as much as a barrage of threes. What happens when your top scorer also decides she's going to run the offense as point guard? Against Chicago, Kelsey Mitchell didn't just lead Indiana in points. She turned into their main playmaker too. She finished with 26 points and a season-high 8 assists, and that combination put her at the top of the WNBA scoring list this season. That's not a coincidence. That's someone adjusting their game to whatever the team needs and making it look natural.
Kelsey Money Mitch, she brought the shovels out early. Money Mitch digging a ditch.
Mitchell had to hold 2 jobs at once, still hunt her own shot and make sure the offense flowed. It could have slowed her down, but it didn't. Early in the first quarter, she drove hard down the lane, drew 2 defenders, then kicked it right out to Lexie Hull for a wide-open 3. Later, she ran a pick and roll with Aliyah Boston that ended in a perfect lob for a layup. These weren't basic passes. They were momentum plays that kept Chicago scrambling.
And we got a couple for Kels. Kels, season high in assists. Moved into the lead in the entire WNBA for total points.
Shout out to the girls.
Sophie Cunningham gave her some relief by handling the ball on a few possessions, which let Mitchell slide back into attack mode without losing ball movement. That balance kept the Fever's offense unpredictable. Sometimes Mitchell was creating. Sometimes she was sprinting off the ball for a quick pull-up jumper. The Sky never figured it out.
More settled here in the half court. Nurse loses it. Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for 2 more.
Meanwhile, Mikayla Timpson's contribution won't make the headlines, but had a real impact. In just 7 minutes, she pulled down a career high in rebounds. Those extra possessions mattered. A couple of times, she grabbed boards in heavy traffic, turned, and immediately fired the outlet to start the break. Other times, she closed defensive trips by sealing her opponent under the rim, ensuring Chicago got no second-chance shots. It was gritty, physical work that doesn't always get noticed during scoring runs, but it kept Indiana in control of the pace.
AK, career high in rebounds.
What stands out about Timpson's rebounding is how efficient she was in such limited minutes. Every time she checked in, she made her presence felt instantly. That energy gave the starters short stretches of rest without the team losing their edge. Against a Sky team already showing frustration and body language that screamed, "We're done here," those extra possessions were like turning the knife.
Coming off the screen, trying to create some separation. 2 dumps it up to Boston. It trickles in.
Mitchell's ability to lead in 2 statistical categories, points and assists, while keeping the offense sharp, shows why she's more than just a scorer. Pair that with a rookie like Timpson stepping up in a pressure game, and you start to see the bigger picture. This wasn't one player saving the night. This was depth stepping into tough roles, producing, and crushing an opponent's will in the process. And the reality for Chicago is brutal. A Fever team missing its biggest star just handled them from tip to buzzer. Imagine what's coming when that star is back and healthy.
Cunningham thought about it this time, puts it on the deck. A deflection, bodies flying to the floor. Mitchell controls, 8 to shoot. Mitchell, hesitation in the paint. The floater off the window.
And here is Kelsey Mitchell getting downhill. Little sidestep into the floater.
Pivoting, pirouetting, tough shot, well defended. Mitchell trying to attack Allen. Step back tray. Mitchell buries it.
Picture a team that just proved they can take down anyone without their superstar. Now imagine what happens when Caitlin Clark steps back on the floor with them. That 92-70 blowout of Chicago wasn't an accident, and it wasn't a one-time fluke. It looked like a preview of what the Fever can be at full strength. Dangerous from every position, locked in on defense, and confident enough to control the game from start to finish.
We won every quarter. This was a steady beatdown from start to finish. Every quarter, we build the lead, we add more, we add more, we add more, and the next thing you know, you look up and the Indiana Fever have a lead of 25 points. Chicago Sky suck. We need to beat the teams we're supposed to beat. And the Chicago Sky are one of those teams.
For weeks, doubters claimed Indiana was built around one player and would crumble without her. Then they went out and swept Chicago 4 times in one season, and having a 7-win and 1-loss record against their so-called rivals over the span of 2 years, each win leaving the Sky more frustrated than the last. This latest matchup wasn't about just holding on. It was about proving they can step on the gas without their most famous name and still dominate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of this group. I think we've shown all season long, like, they're resilient, they're connected, they pull for each other, they enjoy one another, they celebrate one another, and, that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And, for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I mean, I'm really proud of them. It's not been ideal circumstances all season long, but they've shown the character of who they are. They've been resilient. They've responded to adversity, and they continue to elevate one another. And, I couldn't be more proud of this group than I am at this moment.
Aliyah Boston moved into 3rd all-time in franchise blocks. Lexie Hull hit her 100th career steal while dropping a season high in points. Kelsey Mitchell ran the offense with her season-best assist total and now leads all scorers in the WNBA, and Mikayla Timpson came in with relentless rebounding. None of those performances take anything away from Clark. They give her a foundation to build on.
I think it just says a lot about who we have as human beings. That was one of the things that we made a priority in the offseason of, who we bring to this organization. Number one, quality human beings, selfless human beings, that want to pull for one another, that understand. We have this depth for a reason, and sometimes it creates challenges getting people on the floor. But in situations like this is why you have it. And I'm just, she's right. I mean, as a pro and as a pro coach, this is one of the most connected groups I've seen. I mean,
That depth matters right now with the playoff race heating up. Every statement win pushes the Fever higher in the standings and tougher to game plan against. It also sends a clear message. This isn't a group just happy to make the postseason. They want to make noise when they get there. And when Clark returns, all of this, Boston's wall in the paint, Hull's shooting, Mitchell's dual threat game, Timpson's energy, will still be in place. That's when the rest of the league's bad nights against Indiana turn into their worst nightmares. This game showed the Fever aren't just riding one player's star power. Even without Caitlin Clark, they outclassed a rival by 22, controlled the pace, and broke 6 different records in the process. That's depth with purpose, not just filling minutes. When Clark returns, this same core will make Indiana even tougher to stop. Her presence will only amplify what Boston, Hull, Mitchell, and Timpson already bring. And Chicago? 4 straight losses to the same opponent says it all. Every win over them sharpens Indiana's edge and fuels a playoff run that could make this rivalry even more one-sided. If you support the Fever, then comment down below, "I've got the Fever," like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.